Hey guys! Hey! Hello! Welcome to my weekly Saturday stream. Right now it's 2:16 p.m. Eastern Time. So, it's Saturday, which means that today we're going to be doing we'll be doing the Aemun Pestilence. Now, you might remember, if you were here, last night, I may or may not have foreshadowed a few events that might come in the future. So if you were here to witness my last stream last night, then maybe you could have picked up on some of those things, and but things may happen differently than you think, because that's just the way that foreshadowing is. So, does anyone here care to give a recap of the last session, party?
If anyone other than me wants to read the session notes I put in the chat, they can, but if not, I can just read them.
I want to, because I've been looking forward to this. Please.
Be my guest.
Last time on Big Shot and the boys, after coming together from their various sleeping locations, they all took a task in order to prepare for the next location. Hempen tried to find transportation, Rael tried to get information of any city close by, Yin tried to find something to hunt, and Elvin did nothing. Pan, having failed in his search for cards and Yin finding most of the creatures to be nocturnal, they decided to work for the town one more time and get rid of the little monster problem. So they decided to wait until nighttime, each using their downtime in different ways. Yin carved a nice staff and jammed it into the center of town with a nice druidic message nearby. Pan inspected houses and the sort. Rael played with their fish that we have to feed apparently. And Elvin, I don't know, made a sandwich for his mother. So at the start of the night, Yin's plan to wild shape and battle the creature beneath the earth fails when they notice Elvin is gone. Only to see him crawling out of the earth with all his might, having been attacked by an ant lion. Ignoring this, Yin tries to defend the town's farm from the beast as the villagers capture the beast. Rejoining the group, Yin notices Elvin is struggling to pick off air with his weak, frail, almost non-existent arms, and turns into a bear to help him, leading to a monstrous fire beast with size and a snake lower body, who began doing some sort of ritual, leading to the goddamn merchant trading a magic axe to him in exchange for a crystal of some sort. As soon as Yin exits bear form, the creature attacked, leading to a long battle in which Yin, with a critical hit, drove the beast back, making him flee into a portal of fire snakes, dropping the axe in the process, which Yin grabbed along with a fire snaky boy, who will be named later. Then, realizing he and Rael were a bit low on health, summoned canonically a tired Fae representative who looked like she woke up at 3 a.m. in the morning of the summer court to heal us. After which, Rael's magical fist just casually nibbles on the ant lion and it pulls it out of the ground, which after Yin cuts off the head, secures decent transportation to the next town in the morning. So they all got decent sleep. Oh, and Pan got a little box that hasn't opened yet. A lot happened that session.
Did I accurately describe how weak Elvin's character was in this session? Like I tried to hammer that point home across.
Weak, frail arms.
You got dragged underground by something that was about the size of a dog.
The size of a cat that the fucking fish just lifted in or something.
I mean, he's not that weak.
Couldn't pick up air.
15 strength, he's not that weak.
You have 15 strength, but couldn't. Okay. This entire thing made no sense. You struggled against that stupid thing when the fish picked it up in like one fell swoop. By the way, I'm totally making fun of your strength so that you all don't know it's a fact that Yin has an 8 in strength.
Rail has a 10.
God, we're weak.
Yep.
Anyway, I canonically every single time I use my stupid Circle of the Dreams healing ability, I inconvenience another Fey person to heal us.
Perfect.
And with that perfect recap over, we can finally get.
Yeah. So, so now you're here, you're in the town, and you're gonna leave soon. Now the place that you're gonna leave to is somewhere else. That's not here. Because that's what happens whenever you leave. You go somewhere else. So, right now, you're in the village of, I'm gonna just, call it the village of Schlupp, and you're going toward the village of Blorf.
Schlupp and Blorf.
Named by a rock that just has Blorf written on it. Very important information.
Yeah, if the rock is known as Blorf, then, I mean, people going to visit the rock will just go visit the town, too, so it's a great way to make sure that people know the town is associated with the rock.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, DM, about how long are we going to be in the town, in this current town, before we begin our trek?
Now.
Okay. Well, Ian will make the proper preparations. He would like to gather everyone up to make sure that he gets their water flasks full by creating and just by casting create and destroy water at first level. But everyone has some water since this is the desert and the water dried up like 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you set out on your boards toward the next town, alongside the cart, which carries a large load of turnips in addition to a few magic items. Now, then you can see that there is a handsome young man who drives the cart. Ah ha ha! Let us have a good time here on this journey to the next town of Blorf.
This was the worst possible outcome we could have reached. I swear, if any of you track that thing back to our dimension, I'm going to kill you.
I'm gonna cast Shape Water, take all of the water out of everybody's cups, and hold it so close to the ground that it's almost touching, and then put it back in everybody's cups.
Mine is sealed. Do you have to see the water in order to actually move it? Because mine is sealed in the water skin. It's a cap.
Let me see. Have to see it. So I only move Rails and Pampants if Rails rails isn't in the water skin as well.
I would assume he also has it on his water skin.
Dang it. Well, never mind.
I mean, you could just
No
say you
point.
waited. You could just say you waited until like one person tried to take a drink, in which the water skin would be open.
Never mind. It's not funny anymore.
I'd like to use Druidcraft to predict the weather, just so that I can make sure I won't have to be out here in a sandstorm with that stupid merchant any longer than I have to be.
You receive a something that is in a. Okay, so you receive a sort of a symbol. It is like the sun. You can see the sun with its rays, but it's a crescent shaped like the moon. But you can see the rays of the sun, and it's also orange like the sun. That is the symbol you receive.
I'm in danger.
That does not bode well. Guess we'll have to deal with that when we get to it, since I can't change the weather. Oh, I would like to. We're all on like separate like sand riders. You said there were. Are we all on separate sand riders?
Essentially, imagine snowboards, but they move themselves with magic propulsion. Like it isn't like a rocket snowboard or anything, but it moves at a generally a pretty quick speed over the sand just by magic.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I would like to go over next to Elvin and to discuss our earlier grievances. I pull up next to Elvin and I say, listen. I know that we've had some issues with necromancy. I slightly made a pair of boots fit. Your deity summoned a freaking zombie in the middle of a town. We've both done some bad here. How about this? I agree to keep the necromancy to a minimum, if not necessary, and you stop trying to kill me and cut off my tail in my sleep. How about that?
Happily.
And that solves that. Now I go a little bit far away, and as far away as possible from the merchant.
You feel sort of a sharp, something sharp poking at the back of your ankle, your rear ankle, the one that's in the back. Yeah, you feel something sharp poking at it.
Look behind.
There appears to be a lobster that's about 8 inches long that's clinging to your ankle.
Yeah,
I see this.
You get your fish to take care of us?
Where's my flying boy? I was going to ask.
The fish like swoops over to headbutt the lobster. However, the lobster is not knocked off. Instead, it goes and grabs the fish with its claws, and the fish lifts it up into the air. The fish and the lobster begin to wrestle, while the fish is quickly speeding forward alongside your boards, and the shopkeep's very fast donkey. Like, it is the fastest donkey you've ever seen.
Yes, but not faster than that horse, right?
Unfortunately, no. The horse is faster.
I
make
that horse.
Make Yin happy. I want to turn the ground in front of the donkey into rough terrain.
It already what? What do you
Difficult
mean?
terrain. I mean.
It already is difficult terrain.
Difficult terrain. harder.
It's not going to be much difficulter than that.
How?
It's a desert.
Yeah, it's sand. Sand is already difficult terrain.
Okay, instead I'll just make designs on the ground and hopefully the guy sees them and it scares him.
Well, the guy is not scared, but his donkey is, and it kind of skips and swoops around and does a few jumps and hops before it continues, like... I mean, by the time it continues, like, moving around, you're about... The sandboards are about 200 feet away.
Oh.
I was about to say the dude wouldn't get scared. He sold a weapon to a dude made of half a snake, fire, and axe in, like, sights. He wasn't scared by that. He's not going to be scared by shapes.
The guy who you fought had 12 horns. Yeah. 2 on his head. Okay, so he had 2 on his head, 1 on each shoulder, 1 on each elbow, 1 on each wrist, and he had 4 sprouting from his upper back.
The merchant decided to make him stronger?
I don't think I really described how many horns this guy had, but there was a lot of horns.
There's one horny boy.
So,
So my fish is now fighting the lobster while keeping up with us?
Well, the fish was also a bit spooked by the designs, and so it's by the donkey. You don't know whether it's won by now because it's all the way over there, and can't really see the details, but you know your fish is still there, and you can't really tell if the lobster's with it.
My snake is still a scarf on my neck, so I'm doing fine.
It's asleep.
Yes! I don't have to deal with this.
Yeah, your snake is asleep. It's just a little danger noodle boy trying to take a nap. So, by the way, at some... never mind, I forgot what I was gonna say. So, on an unrelated note, the snake slithered away when you went to sleep, and he came back in the morning to wake you up, and you don't really know where they went, but I mean, they came back, so it's fine.
Yin thinks about how the monster they fought last night escaped rather than being killed, but didn't trust his snake, so he's not going to put any more thought into that.
Speaking of things escaping and not being killed, the party's killed 1 thing in this campaign. 1, only 1. There's only 1 thing that's died.
Oh yeah, right. Everyone either escaped or we got absolutely wrecked.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of things have the ability to just leave because they don't want to get hurt anymore. And like, you know, I mean,
What happened to the turkey?
It went back. The turkey went back into the soup.
Oh.
It retreated back into its bowl of soup.
Oh.
So yeah, the party's kill count is 1.
No.
At least we're not murder hobos.
Oh, the party's kill count isn't 1. The fish's kill count is 1. The party didn't do anything.
Oh yeah, that's true. The only thing that you killed was the antlion.
Yeah.
And also that was when Yin took his sword and like sliced all the way through the antlion with a single swing when the fish was holding it in the air. Well,
and by me.
I mean, I mean, do you have the sword with you? No, you don't know where the sword came from, and you don't know where it went. You might as well name it Cotton Eye Joe, because it just keeps disappearing. But in any case, the so
I remember something, and he goes over to Elvin and asks, do you ever remember what happened to my flask? Like, I dropped that like a while ago, back when we were fighting the turkey, and Pan Pan said he was going to get it, but I haven't seen it since.
To be honest with you, I think he stole it. Then I'm just gonna slowly right away.
Sounds like a thing he would do. As you're writing away, I'm just saying that to myself.
Hive, are you aware that the flask is in Yin's pocket?
It's in my pocket? Oh.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if it's in your pocket or your backpack, but Pan Pan gave it back to you, and you put it into your backpack. I don't know whether you moved it to your pocket or not, but you have it.
Okay. I'll edit my equipment. I forgot to put the flask back in, so I just forgot he gave it to me. It still have alcohol in it, or did Pan Pan drink it all?
Pan Pan drank it all.
That is the important question.
So I have to go make more. Wait, so far, what have been the races of the people in the town? Like, have they been predominantly human, or...?
Human. A few of them had like lizard scales, but they looked mostly human.
Okay.
And nobody was so lizard-like that they were a full Argonian, but like some of them did look slightly lizardy. You know?
Weird things have been going on in that town. I will not comment on. Okay,
Bro, you also... What are you talking about? What do you mean? How is that weird?
I know I'm calling the kettle black here, but...
Yes! Yes!
That tone is weird, said the tiefling.
Yeah, but more importantly, what he specifically is calling weird.
People having scales. Awful, said the pure white tiefling with obsidian eyes.
You have scales on your lower legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, okay. You originally had armor, but at some point they just melded with your skin. It just fused with your lower legs at some point.
Man, I really need to get some better armor. Anyway, Yin is a bit of a hypocrite, because he's been insulting Elvin's strength, even though Yin only has a strength of 8. Yin is a hypocrite.
Yep.
Elvin can defeat everybody in the party. Wait, maybe not Pan Pan. With an army.
No, I can defeat that fat, stupid little dwarf. I have the height advantage. Pop him on the head, and he's just in the ground, like several feet.
Yin can't defeat them. The plot can defeat them.
Yes, Yin's most powerful spell, plot armor.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yin has plot armor, and that's why he's strong. Actually, Yin's actual stats, he is equal to the rest of you. He just has plot armor.
Okay. I run over to Elvin and Rail, since I actually have something that I need one of them to do. Elvin's probably more charismatic, and Rail is a human and sneaky, so he'll probably blend in more. But I need someone to do recon on the new town. Either look for a guild or a quest board so that we can make some more gold. And try and find out a way to get back to our own dimension. I need one of you or both of you to do that. I'm going to be doing some research on my own.
So What you said? One of you is trying to detect portals?
I need one of them to try and see if they heard of a portal to another place. Since that well was the first portal there, and the crystal was the first well was the first portal to another realm, and then the crystal was another, so there might be another portal out of here.
I will happily do that with my charisma score of 20.
Great, and since I'm
Ray's probably gonna just investigate like a bit of on his own, like very from the shadows.
okay, great. So how about we separate this, since charisma will probably go a little bit more in finding quests. We'll have Elbin look for the quests, and we'll see if Rail can find anything else other than that.
So you get to Blorf, and you see the Blorf stone. It's quite prominent. It's in the center of the village.
Weird stone. Okay.
It's
I would
orange.
like to. That's actually very strange. Yin will ignore the stone for now and try and look for a library of some sorts.
I'm going to walk behind a building and turn into one of the people from the other village.
Ray's gonna go probably also hide behind a building and just start blending in with the shadows of the place. To try
How is
and
Yin the least shady person here?
Committing identity fraud isn't shady.
Yeah, I need to find some way to negate that ability because it's not that powerful. I mean, it's not very good in combat, but like this is it's good in the situation. So you did have good planning to choose that ability, but eh.
I mean, you could, if there's an important area that you don't want us sneaking into that easily, you could just put, like, an anti-magic, like, barrier on the door to stop it from happening if the place is secure enough, or have some people know spells like True Sight.
Also, where's my face?
Are you giving him ideas that left?
He acts as if I don't
end our lives.
He acts as if I haven't already accounted for that.
Sorry, pushed the wrong button.
Did you go to share your screen?
Yep.
You got a nice
Let
screen.
the moron.
Yeah, I saw it. You have a nice screen.
Oh well. Okay. Since everyone's doing that, and Pan would just inspect the magic items we wrote on. Yin's gonna try and go to a library to go and look how to make more ale, since he does not have the funds to buy some.
I'm going to just walk around looking to see if I can find a quest board out in the open.
I mean, there is some quests. I mean, there's like 3 that are on the front of the library.
That's in Yin's jurisdiction.
What are the quests at the library?
Well, there's 3. One of them details a portal that had opened nearby. And every so often, something would come out of it. A series of strange creatures emerged.
Parent?
Uh,
Interesting. What is the reward for completing said quest, and what do they want us to do?
You don't know.
At a closed portal?
The paper, I mean, it says reward : and then below it the paper is burned, and it looks like whatever that part of the paper was like burned off.
Been Elbin setting fires again, so guess that's the end.
Set a fire the first time. I
don't know
set-
that. You're not here to tell me that. You went exploring elsewhere.
On the second one, there apparently a scything creature has been burrowing around the town and injuring the livestock. And as far as
Scything or sizing?
scything, like with blades, you're under the impression that it's another antlion.
Scratch my snake's neck, which I still haven't decided a name on, and say, "Oh, great, another."
Lord Voldemort. Call it Voldemort.
Never.
Why?
Because the whole thing is like snakes.
Yeah, but why don't you call it like Nagini? Because that's the name of his snake.
Well, yeah, but
I'll decide on a name for my snake later. I might just call him Scarf.
That's a good name for it. That's a good name for your snake.
Talking
She
about
really liked the name
naming
Scarf.
pets.
please,
Talking
Name
about
is
naming-
Scarf now.
scarf. A scarf.
I've been thinking of naming the fish Nibbles or Nibbler.
That is a great name for it. Anyway, you should really check on your fish. He was having an epic battle with a lobster earlier, so...
Yep. Yeah, that was what I want to know. What happened to it before I go and look around town? I want to see what happened to my fish.
Well, your fish is cut on one side, and it's moving slower now, but the lobster isn't with it.
If it harmed the fish, then that lobster was clearly a god-level threat.
Is Rail still?
gonna-
Can I see Rail?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Oh wait,
Alright,
let's just assume
then-
that Yin's been researching the brewing process while they're doing their own adventures in the lab.
I'm gonna talk to the fish.
How?
Have communicate with animals.
What do you
And
say?
speak with animals. I say, hey bud, not looking too good. You need some help? Or will you just regenerate on your own?
It does not respond.
Alright. Are there any, like, little small animals on the ground or anything? Any squirrels nearby or something?
No.
It's a desert.
No, it's a desert, but there could still be, like, little lizards on the ground or something.
You see a lizard that's like under the shadow of one of the building overhangs?
Alright, I'm gonna talk to the lizard.
What do you say?
Hello. I need the insider scoop on this place. Is there like a quest board around? Or specifically, do you know anything about a portal that leads to another place?
Is a lizard smart enough to know what those things are?
It doesn't know about a quest board, what the scoop of this town is, and it also doesn't know about the portal. But it does know that some new and interesting insects are in the village that it can eat. And they're new and they're tasty.
Can we not gloss over the fact that you offered to heal the fish when I'm pretty sure you don't have any healing spells?
Didn't offer to heal the fish. I just wanted to do a quick check-in.
Can I do can I do like something for my fish, like a medicine check or something, to see if the wound will eventually close on its own?
I mean, it looks serious. It probably requires medical attention. You don't need to do a medicine check to tell that they need attention.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna just
Stick it in your water skin.
Do you know how water skin works?
Water.
It holds water.
Yes, Alvin, because the fish has never died in water before.
Yeah. But no, but what I was trying to say was, a water skin is not like a sack of water. Like it's not like it's open on one side. It has a small hole.
Okay, don't try to put the fish in that.
More importantly,
Do
a
you
water
say that
skin
to my
is...
character?
More importantly,
Yes.
do you know what a water skin is made of?
Made of a stomach.
Yeah, it's a pig stomach. I don't think a fish will enjoy being inside of a stomach.
Definitely don't put your fish in that.
You just keep telling these things to Rail, like, don't put the fish in your water skin. He just looks at you, grabs the fish, and just starts going over to Yin, because if anyone's gonna help him, he might.
If they can't find me, then I'll just say that after Yin finished researching, he casts locate animals and just locates the fish. That's how he finds them again.
Why do you keep acting like you're in big cities? You can...
Small town that they haven't been in.
I said it's a village. Why do you keep acting like you're in a big city?
I don't know. I mean, technically, all cities are small to Yin.
What?
It comes from a wealthy place. A city that's not, like, pretty good is not really that big to him.
You came from a fishing village, my guy.
And I was very wealthy.
Yeah, very wealthy for a fishing village.
Exactly, I was like a god to those commoners.
Oh my gosh.
You hear a laughing from behind you.
Turn around and hope it isn't the merchant. Oh god, how'd he find us again? Alright, small town.
Oh. Oh, your conversations with your god are just so funny to me.
Oh, it's not the merchant?
Oh.
Said God, I think this involves you, Elbin.
Oh, Furvish, you really think that she cares about you?
My
uh,
father.
you spend
But
so
too good.
long giving him your prayers, and yet you really think he'll listen. So
Where the heck is this
naive.
coming from? I try and look around. Does it look like anyone else can hear this voice?
I thought me and Ro were approaching you.
We're probably just there, and we are looking how he is freaking out.
Yeah.
If we can hear this voice.
In a shock that they know about that.
Hmm.
Is there a person or is it just a voice?
Uh, um, well, you don't perceive either.
Oh.
You don't see Yin.
Oh. That's
Oh,
even
no.
worse.
What does Yin see?
Well, it's like, okay, you're talking to, like, a wing. Like, just, like, one wing. It looks like a left wing that's covered in eyes.
That I'm contacted by something that doesn't have a mouth. I say to the creature. I stare at it, waiting for a response, and then after a minute, I would like to cast Locate Plants or Animals to see if I can find my way back to my friends.
At some point, while you're looking at the wing, you forget that the wing is there, and by the time you remember what you're supposed to be doing, you don't see a wing. Like, you look at it for so long that like, by the time it disappears, it's as if you forgot what you were looking at.
Weird.
So you don't see it disappear. You
Let's see it go away.
Yeah, you just forget that it was there, and it kinda isn't there.
Where is Yin now if Yin disappeared?
You're in the library. You see
Oh,
your
strange.
friends turn the corner of one of the shelves to see you. I mean, I say they turn the corner of one of the shelves. There's not that many shelves. How about
It's like a shelf.
Yeah. It's okay. So it's a combination like town hall and library, and like, yeah, there's like one shelf, and most of the books are on like law and history, and the shelf isn't even full, but there is. Okay, some of the books are on law. Okay, most of them are about like how to do stuff, like the proper methods for farming, and stuff like that, so that if the people ever just suddenly all forget how to do their jobs, they can come to read a book and see how to do their jobs.
Are there any books on making alcohol? Because I feel like any good civilization would immediately make alcohol.
Well, of course, that's one of the first things that you have to learn in a civilization to be a good society. It's more important than having a legal system.
Quick question: do they have books on how to make magical items? Or
No.
I don't think most people would know how to do that, and most of the magic items have been here longer than the people have.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I hope that
Also-
there are some actual civilized towns here.
What?
The most civilized you're probably gonna get.
Is there any books on how to treat wounds for a fish?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a medical book that's for humans.
And then there's an animal book where it just says if it breaks a leg, you just shoot it in the head.
Well, there is no animal book.
Put
There's
it
just a
out of
human
its
book.
mystery.
No, there's a human book that details diseases and injuries.
As Elvin and Rail look for the books and then turn the corner of the shelf, I go up to them and say, "Oh, I'm so glad you're here. They have like 3 types of books, and most of it is on farming and how to cook bugs." I don't even think they know how to make wine. It's mostly just ale. Awful.
Do they have any books on fish? Wait, no, never mind.
Does you notice the fish?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, have you fed your fish yet?
I'd say yeah. Yeah, in the morning, I probably fed it.
Okay. Don't worry about your fish. I can just go summon a Fey representative to heal a partially wounded fish of their own inconvenience. Because that's the most important thing they could be doing right now. Fish heals for 1d6 and gets temporary hit points. Because I only use it for important reasons.
Do you use it now?
I can use it as long as I have the hit die for it, and I'm only using 1 hit die for it.
Okay.
They taught me how to be a druid. They should care for animals at least.
It's slightly more excited. The Fae appears to be slightly less annoyed to be healing a fish.
It's slightly magical. Totally different from a normal fish.
Well, it appears that the Fae would rather be healing a fish that got injured while, having the natural processes of a fish fighting a lobster than you all fighting, demons.
Yeah, a giant snake demon. Yeah.
I mean, so far they've had to heal someone dying stupidly, being revived, and me making them heal them. And then they also had to heal a person who was about as short as a child, trying to pick up a snake that is basically on fire, and then having to suffer the consequences of that. Like,
yep.
I'm sure they're just done with my group.
Yeah, some
don't
people
even
call
wanna
it some people call it plot armor, some people call it intelligence.
Legally, they have to be there, but they hate it. Okay. Ian would like to look for a pot of some sort so that he can begin trying to make himself some alcohol.
When you try to take the manual out of the library, it disappears from your hands as soon as you walk out of the room, and you poke your head back in to see that it's reappeared on the shelf. But you remember how to make the wine, so I mean, it didn't give any instructions on how to distill it, but you can make wine.
Do I see this? Does Elvin see this?
Magic library.
Zobin see that this is a magic library.
Yes.
Right, he runs back in and it tries to figure out where the source is coming from. He wants some more
You
magic.
see that on one side of the on one end of the shelves, there's a series of symbols. You see a lightning bolt, then an eyeball, and then a hand, and then a book. To the left of the bolt, there is a circle with a line in it. To the left of the eyeball, there is a cross. To the left of the hand, there is an arrow pointed upward. And to the left of the book, there's an arrow pointed to the left.
Do any of you have some paper?
Well, I have a journal, but it's been a little bit ripped to scraps. So if we can get Pan to mend it, then I guess I can use that to function. Does Pan cast mending on my book? I'm pretty sure we all like ditched Pan, and he's just been wandering the town since we got here.
So also, is this like, is that like stuff written in Celestial, or is those just like
Symbols?
Wait, hold up, what happened? I got a piece of paper so I can draw this for y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna draw a picture of this. Normally you can remember my descriptions, but this is a pretty detailed one, so I'm gonna draw this.
I was asking a question. Is that like written in Celestial or something, or is it
No.
just symbols?
No, it's like pictograms. It's like a symbol that it's not a symbol for a word. It's like a hieroglyph.
Just symbols.
You know? Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
glyph. It.
Get it.
Let's see if I can make this look like something that like an ancient society would make, and you know, because it's a certain like the thing is, this like all these desert societies have a different way of drawing symbols than like the king and his people in the kingdom would draw things. So yeah,
Makes sense.
Is Elbin gonna be able to remember that without writing it down?
We're looking at it currently.
I know that he's looking at it currently, but will he be able to remember it? Or will he just have to write it down? He can't write. He can draw.
Can he draw?
He can draw. Not an idiot. He can copy a couple symbols.
Didn't walk up to Elbin and asked, "What is he?" Because, don't get me wrong, you seem like a competent elf, but I don't even know what you really do. You can't write. So far you've attacked me, and I'm pretty sure a paladin wouldn't just get possessed by a demon like that.
I'm not a paladin.
Then what are you?
I'm a warlock who was raised in the forest.
What?
I am a warlock who was raised in the forest.
Okay, good. You know how to say forest. Let's break this down very, very simply. What can you actually offer to the ship, or like the actual group? can't heal, as far as I know, and you've barely been able to attack me.
Open your water skin.
Here.
Roll deception.
I'm not trying to lie to him or anything.
Well, yeah, but we don't.
trying to-
None of us trust
Here,
you.
Elvin.
Roll deception. It doesn't matter that you're not trying to deceive us. He's already established that he doesn't trust you. You know, like
21.
Yin. Insight. Yin.
Even with my +4 to insight, it's only an 18.
You are convinced that they're genuine.
Okay,
You're
of
convinced
course.
they have good intentions.
Quick, I'm using the bot. I forgot about that. Okay, I'm going to be rolling with the bot now. Next roll. I already rolled for this. I open my water skin to see what he's going to do.
I use shape water and bring it up and splash his face with it. It's not like it damages him or anything, but just to show him.
Come on, that was
It's
good water.
slightly annoying.
That's good. That was good water.
It's fine, it's fine. I can replenish the water. I hold out my water skin, and then a rain cloud, I cast Create and Destroy Water, and a rain cloud appears over Elvin's head. And 10 gallons of water will continue to rain over Elvin while my water skin fills up.
I'm gonna use shape water and like keep it from falling on me.
Can try.
Try.
Are you guys gonna have another duel or something?
It's more of like a battle
I
of
want-
the for magic.
I wanted to have another duel that I would have said, hey, look what I can do with water, and I would have cast Ice Knife out of a water drop.
That's disappointing. And he just leaves with the fish.
Very, very disappointing. Are you sure you don't want to try and solve this with us, or... Because I believe
It's not
Pan
my
Pan's
problem.
lost in a gutter somewhere, so if you can go find him, that'd be great.
Alright. And
So did he splash my snake?
oh yeah!
He splashed me in the face, so I assume water would have gone to
And
my
the snake
snake. and was-
it's on your neck.
Scarf.
Yes, a scarf. Because if it splashed my snake and it woke up my snake, I would have my snake bite him. Obviously, that's what would have happened. Started with my snake. Shame on him. Anyway, getting back to the main thing, which is the symbols, Ian would like to make a investigation check to see if he can try and understand what some of the symbols mean.
Can I also make an Arcana check?
You may.
All right. I got a 15.
I got a 9. I was a bit distracted trying to soothe my snake back to sleep after you needlessly splashed water on him. Shit. I didn't check. Did our checks help with deciphering the images? I know mine probably wouldn't.
What did Albin roll?
15.
15.
I think I
No.
figured it out.
Okay. Now what are you going to do to respond to it? Now that you figured it out.
But no, Albin didn't figure it out. I just thought I figured it out.
Then do it.
What do you think you're gonna do?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm in the process of figuring it out.
You didn't think second set of symbols mean that we can't see it?
I thought that the fourth set of symbols meant like taking the book somewhere. Like you could change the book into anything, and wherever that symbol is, that item can't exit where that symbol is.
Can you try and decipher whether or not it is like line by line, or is it like a certain set of instructions per thing? Like whether or not the symbols from the side with the actual symbols and side with the arrows like correspond with each other, or whether or not we have to do side by
Okay, it's
side.
because of the way I wrote it. The symbols you can see are in pairs. It's just that because I wrote it in lined paper, I made them the same distance away vertically as they were horizontally. They are farther apart vertically than they are horizontally. It's just the result of the way I drew it that they look like that. But yeah, they are farther apart vertically than they are horizontally.
Okay. So I think we understand. We might understand two of them, but the first
also,
one. What do you think?
the first one. Whenever we first came into this world, wasn't there like a lightning deity that I accidentally messed with?
There was a lightning deity.
Yin
Oh
has
yeah,
definitely
that guy.
recalls this because Yin was there, totally there at that point.
Maybe that's where it draws power. That's how it draws power with that symbol.
Okay, is that symbol a key or a wing? By the way. One down. Is that one a key or a wing?
It's either a key, a wing, or a kind of weird-looking hand. It's up
If
to
it's
you.
a wing, well, we know what the wing relates to.
No.
Oh,
It could
Yin does.
be like the wing is the key.
And
With his
sound, apparently. Even though that
wisdom, not figure
it
this
has
out.
something to do with sound.
You know how if it was a wing on the left side, it looked sort of like sound waves, right?
I used Druidcraft to make the sound of a small creature, which would be including a bird. So I'd make the sound of a flapping, or like trying to fly and flapping and all that stuff. See if anything happens.
It echoes more than it should.
Okay. We understood one piece of puzzle, but we might have to do these in order.
Gonna cast a prestidigitation and cause a small, non-harmful lightning bolt to appear. Can I do that? Shower of sparks. Shower of sparks. Does that work?
Well, you see, the the shower of sparks they're bigger sparks than you usually see when you summon one.
If we close our eyes, do we see anything when we close our eyes?
You feel more comfortable with your eyes closed here.
Is there any book that looks out of place?
No, but you feel like there should be. You feel like there is one that's out of place, but you can't tell which one it is.
Alright, Yin, Rail, find that book. Find a book
Rail's
that...
gone looking for Pan Pan. I'm rolling left.
Rail's gone.
Yeah. Yin, try to find a book that feels out of place.
It's been here a little bit longer than the other people. Are the books, like, sorted by category?
No, they're not.
Look like
Try to
any
find...
sorting them?
You're going to sort them.
To try.
I'm
How
gonna
do you
look
sort
for
them?
it. Sorry.
Yin would probably try and sort them by literature unless any of the books have any of the symbols in them. If so, then he'd try and sort them by, like, which symbol is on top and which symbol is on bottom. Basically, Yin sorting them by category unless they have symbols on them.
Bean is going to try to find a book that isn't about like work or anything. As you said, all the books were like about farming and stuff, right? And how to do your job.
You don't see any books that feature these symbols on their covers.
He goes over to Elvin and says, you know how the books return to the shelves whenever you, like, take them out of the library? We have to look for a book that doesn't do that. Maybe that's what it's trying to tell us.
It would make sense. Get as many books as you can in your backpack and just run out of the store.
How many do you put in your bag?
I put as many as I can fit.
I carry them in my hands because in the event that they rip a hole in my bag when they're trying to fly back to their shelves, I'm not going to be out of bag.
I thought that they just disappeared and went back.
It just flew back to the thing.
So when Yin carries the books out, they all go back to the shelves, and Elvin travels out of there, and their backpack flies off and returns to the shelf.
That serves you about right.
None of your stuff is broken, but your backpack is back over there.
I sigh, get my backpack and start taking books by hand instead.
Are there any books on magic in this small town?
There's one. The most magical related book that you can find is the one that details the legend of the Blorf Stone.
Okay.
I think we found our book.
Probably. In the center of the town, right?
The Blorf Stone is in the center,
I'd like to...
and on the cover, there's a drawing in golden ink of a large stone that says Blorf on the side. His blorf on the side facing.
Did
Yeah.
Yin tell Elbin?
Yin would like to try and take the book out of the library just to see what happens.
I was gonna go to the stone and inspect it.
We'll stay behind the library just in case Elbin's search doesn't, actually makes any progress.
What did you say?
Elbin's going to check out the Blorf Stone, and Yin is staying back in the library just in case Elbin doesn't make any progress.
Did the book fly back to its shelf?
Yes. No, it disappeared from your hands and reappeared on the shelf. The only times they actually flew were when they were in your backpack.
Of course it did.
Guess Yin's gonna read the book while Elbin goes and investigates the Blorf Stone.
I need a roll investigation.
Investigation to do what?
Investigate the Blorf Stone.
If you're trying to investigate the surface and trying to figure it out physically, that's perception. Investigation is detective skills.
Well, just need to figure out if this thing is related to those symbols.
Wouldn't that be Arcana, since it's made all of our magical spells a little bit boosted whenever we tried to do something correctly?
Alright, I'll roll Arcana.
What do you get? What did you roll?
14.
You get a 14. You think that, yes, the rock is somehow related to these symbols. However, you also know that none of the symbols are a rock.
Alright, with these new findings, I'm gonna return to Yin.
While he was at the stone, Yin decided, okay, I'll try something. Yin decided to pick up the book, close his eyes, make the sound of thunder above him, and make the sound of a bird flapping its wings, and then try to open the book to a certain page while his eyes were closed to see if that will lead him somewhere.
You open the page and you feel the sound like after you feel a sound. You don't hear it, you feel it in your bones. Like after you ring a bell, you know when you ring a bell and you feel it? You don't hear the sound, but you feel the bell. You feel the bell.
Makes sense, makes sense. I will open my eyes now that feel like I'm on the right page.
There is an image of a key on the page. It is large and intricately detailed.
Okay. I take remaining scraps of my journal and will try to write it down as much as I can with the limited amount of paper I have.
What are you writing down?
Just gonna try and copy the image of the key.
Oh, yes, okay.
Is Elbin in the library?
You find that you cannot enter.
I'll start banging on the door.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. It's a very strong door. You can't get through it.
Back to Yin. Yin would like to go look around to see if the wing is there or look for another exit.
So, the key seems to guide you toward this door in the back of the room that you didn't see earlier. Now in the back of the room there are two shelves. There used to be one. You're pretty sure that there was one long shelf and not two shorter shelves, but well, there's a door now.
I walk through the door.
You walk toward it, and it unlocks. It unlocks and swings open, and the key leaves your fingers. In addition to the lock disappearing at the same time that the key does. So, through the door, you see a dark passage. It's like a hallway.
Okay. I don't. Let me check something to see if I have a torch. I probably wouldn't be lighting a torch in the library. I'll just cast Goodberry. To make 10 good berries appear, so I'll have a little bit of light. Now I have, if something goes down, I have a little bit of light, so I can make way through the rest of this.
The 10 berries float from your hand and go to hang in the air around you. You didn't tell them to do this, but that's what they're doing now.
Odd.
It spreads out
Okay,
the light so that you have an even amount of light around you.
Like to try and keep track of how long I've been walking, just in case.
Eventually at the end of this hall, you find a room where there exists a young man sitting at a desk who appears to be working on a bronze bird.
Hello, you're the librarian over here.
The Twitch chat is going ham because they know who this guy is. Everyone knows who this guy is.
There you are.
Sorry, for some reason chat bugged out on me. I didn't hear the rest of the description. The only thing I heard was the laughing, and then I got disconnected.
No, he just kept laughing.
Okay. Unnerving, slightly. So, who are you, and what exactly have you been doing here?
Oh, don't tell me. Did Verona send you? Say, what year is it?
Your would it be?
What year is it?
What year is it in your world? Yin would actually know since his journal stated, but what year is it actually? I don't know if your world has fantasy years or is it in actual years?
I don't remember what the timeline is, and I don't know where you are at the moment, but I'll just say, you insert year. You just insert the year. Boom, there it is. You say it. Because I'm not in the mood to go find what the timeline was for this world.
Good to me.
This campaign doesn't take place at the same time as the other campaign, so... anyway, oh my. I seem to have traveled a bit. At this moment, a man robed in purple appears holding a looks like a young priestess. The girl looks to be
Does the
about
priestess look like the one on the statue? Oh, sorry.
the girl looks to be about 14 or 15. She's pretty young, and she looks like a human, rather short. But she's I mean, Yin's prettier than her, so.
Well, obviously, that was expected.
Yin's prettier than everyone that he come across, except for, I guess, others like him.
I believe that's called jealousy.
He comes from a fine pedigree. He was bred to be he was bred to have some good traits, in his face.
I come from a long line of the most beautiful people, ever. I come from the best, most handsome person there ever was. So I would still have a little bit of those traits if I'm like a descendant of them. Why am I explaining this? This is obvious. Okay. Does the priestess girl look like the one that was on the statue back when we were in the crystal place?
No. The priestess of the statue was taller and older.
An odd group of individuals. How long have you been here?
Before any of them get the chance to answer, this priestess goes and just fucking decks one of the cultists. I'm just gonna call them cultists. Just fucking decks them and swings her staff to severely, severely injure the other guy, the monk who was sitting behind the desk. They both are knocked unconscious, and turn into a red mist before the priestess snaps her fingers and drops into a portal in the floor. However, you do see that the bronze bird was left behind on the table.
I'd grab it.
It looks bird-like. It has two wings that begin to gently flap.
So it's actively moving. Okay.
It moves when you squeeze it. Its wings go up when you squeeze, and they move down when you relax. And it's not like you're pushing a button or anything. It's just the metal side of the bird. It's a smooth metal side of the bird. It doesn't depress, it just kind of moves.
Interesting. I'd like to carefully grab the bird, and then I'd like to investigate the portal. Like 2 hands, grab the bird.
The portal disappeared after the priestess fell through. However, you can see...
Okay.
However, you can use your arcane sense to taste the flavor of the circle. You can tell where it was. You can feel its edge using your... I mean, your palate is not attuned to the flavor of magic, but you can vaguely sense it because of Druidcraft.
Okay. I would like to first look at what they were trying to study. Then I'd like to try and put a little bit of the goo into my flask.
Wait, what are you putting into your flask?
There was magic goo that I was tasting. I'd like to put a little bit of the goo in my
What
flask.
do you mean goo? What goo? I don't remember any goo.
There was the magic stuff I was tasting. Just call it goo.
You were tasting the air.
Air? Oh, weird.
Okay, you weren't actually tasting the air, but you can sense magic, and you know that it has a flavor. If you go and you, like, lick at the air, you don't taste anything, but you know that it has a flavor, and you know that it would taste differently if you could taste it.
Ah, okay. I was a little bit
It's
confused
unlike
before.
your father, who actually can taste the air. But you can't do that, because you're not your father. And so your father has a much more precise sense of what the magic is than you do.
Once again, Yin is inferior to his parents? Great. Okay, Yin would like to quickly try and exit out of that area and go back the way he came.
Okay.
Cultists seem like pretty unstable folk, and Yin does not want to worry about them waking up while he's there. And she said they were just unconscious.
They dissolved into cloud. They are clouds.
I'd like to look for their research notes then. Sorry, I was a little bit hectic because people were trying to talk to me in real life while you're describing. So, okay. I'd like to look at their research notes then.
Well, there is a piece of paper open there's a book open to a page that describes the mechanics of the bird and its inner workings. However, you can't turn the pages of this book. When you try to touch the book, your fingers pass through it. They don't rest on the table, they pass through the table too.
Okay. I'd like to use thaumaturgy to try and make wind that will, like, flip a page over. See if that will work.
You use thaumaturgy to produce wind, and nothing moves. Even the feather quill, which rests in an ink pot, does not shift.
Okay. I'd try to write down as much as I can into my journal, and then I'd like to try and leave with the bird.
At first, you begin to walk forward before you stop to think that you should walk around the desk, at which point you realize that your thigh is partially intersecting the desk.
How strange. I would like to try and do an Arcana check to see if you can find a way out of here without
Oh no, your
Causing too
guy
much.
isn't trapped in there. It just moves through it like air.
Okay. He would like to just walk through the desk and try and get out the way he came, or use Arcana to try and find a different exit.
You walk to the door and find that even that when you are about to enter, you are stopped, but by what feels like a tapestry. Despite the fact that you can see that there is clearly an entrance, there is no tapestry. Yet you can feel the grain of it, and behind the tapestry it feels hard, like wall.
Unfortunate. I'd like to hit against it. I'd like to hit against it with my staff.
You hear, like, you hit against it, and it emits a noise much louder than it would if you hit a wall. It's a great bang, followed by a crash, as if a great load of bricks fell.
I would like to walk through it now.
You do, before you're suddenly caught with an intense fright, as if there's something right behind you that you need to flee from.
Yin just starts booking it. Yin is not going to look back. Yin will just keep.
The rest of the party, you hear this same loud crash come from inside the library. Elvin happens to be walking into the library as this crash emits, and you see Yin running toward you. Elvin hears this crash and sees Yin running toward them right as they round the corner to go into the library room.
Oh, hey, Elvin. Bye, Elvin. I just keep running past him.
I look at him and start to run after him.
From behind you, you begin to hear a deep groan, but not like the groan of like a tiger. But you hear many sharp sounds that come together. Okay, do any of you know what a crab squid from Subnautica sounds like?
I don't remember what it sounds like, but I know what it looks like.
Yeah, I don't really know how to describe that sound because it's a very distinct sound.
Right. Okay, I think I can picture what it would sound like.
Yeah. Another comparison that you could probably draw is that it vaguely sounds like the death of the Ender Dragon from Minecraft. It vaguely sounds like that. But a crab squid is much closer to the sound I'm looking for.
Basically, it just means run.
Yeah.
In our non-stop running, do we run past Rail and Pan?
Yes. Who were, coming quickly toward the sound of the crash to investigate it. Pan, Rael, what are you gonna do now that you see Elvin and Yin running with fright?
Rail's gonna make a gesture to Pan to come along and try to follow them. He doesn't look at what they are running from. He just knows that because they are running quickly and in fear, that they should probably get out quickly. So he just gestures and says, "Come on, we gotta follow them," and just starts running towards them, and when he gets towards them, with them.
you are quickly dashing away from the library, and you glance back. You all glance back at the same time to see a creature burst out of the entrance. It doesn't break through the walls, but it leaps out quickly. It looks vaguely humanoid, except that it has two large wings sprouting from its upper back.
What the fuck did you just summon?
And it appears to be similar to this snake that you all got into a conflict with in the last session. However, it is winged.
Oh no.
Pan
Okay, guys.
responds quickly by conjuring a large, ghastly ballista, which fires a bolt to, travel through its tail. It appears to look burned. However, you all have registered the surprise of this foe. Roll for initiative.
Question: did we take it out of the town at least, or are we still in the town?
You're outside the town. It's inside the town. Another thing, inside the town is regular terrain, outside the town is difficult terrain. I suggest you say inside the town so you can move around better. Because inside the town there's actually, street. It's actually, granted, it's sandstone street, but you can walk around regularly on it.
Yeah, but two things. Yin would like to make sure to minimize the damage to the town as much as possible, because no one's going to be grateful to a hero who destroyed half the town. And Yin does not want this creature running into the merchant again. I don't want the merchant selling him like a 1,000 sword or something. I believe the merchant is that stupid. Anyway, Yin rolled a 17 and Elvin's missing. Here.
Yeah. Yin rolled a 17, alright.
And then there was one.
Yes. Oh no. Where? Why? Where did you go, man? Where are they gone?
I don't know why everyone left.
People with ADHD be like, I've done the entire page while you were still discussing exercise 1 and now I'm bored. However, I only understand about half the words individually and I have no idea what I've just done on this assignment.
Sounds about right. Okay, don't worry. We have the main contributors back. We're good. What did you roll for initiative, Rail?
Oh, oh, we're rolling initiative. Okay. That's a 7.
Seven.
I'll just roll a straight roll for Bilbin and Pampan.
I have decided that Albin has rolled a 13 because the average is 10 and their modifier is 3. So now they've rolled a 13 because that's the average. Boom. That's how. Boom.
That works for me.
Yeah. Okay, so, Pan Pan has taken their turn. Yin.
Well, third time's the charm, and I cast Ice Knife at I cast Ice Knife at first level. Spell slots for a little bit. Only an 11. Does an 11 hit?
No.
Dexterity check.
6. I think you mean a saving throw?
Oh yeah, saving throw, sorry.
6.
That's fail, so you take 2d6. Great, you take 6 cold damage.
Huh.
And I'd like to light up my staff, just in case.
Are you sure that you can do both?
Oh right, I can't cast 2 spells in one turn. Okay. Yeah. I'll just cast a spell, and then my bonus action, I'll just do nothing and just move my snake away from my character.
Okay.
Because I'm not having Scarf die due to me being hit by like a billion attacks. By the way, what is the spacing away from this creature? Because I feel like the spacing should go who has the highest dexterity is furthest away, and who has the lowest is closer.
You're all the same distance away. You're running next to each other.
Okay. Makes sense.
I mean, well, okay, I mean, some of you are 5 feet farther away than others because you had to spread out for, you know, initiative, but I mean, you're within 5 feet of each other, so you're all in adjacent squares because that's the closest you can be. And yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, they're taking their turns. I have to go deal with my family for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Good luck. The Snake Man waves his he waves his hands around and he summons a head. What looks like a head, which he throws at you. He throws at the party. Pan is able to slap this. Well, okay. Pan summons a spectral hand to slap this head to fly back toward this creature, which the head just whoop flies past it. And the creature then he conjures an arrow of light, which travels toward the party and hits Elvin for. Dude rolled a 23 to hit. I'm just gonna say that hits Elvin. I don't think their armor class could be that high. They take 7 damage.
I'm back for a bit. Are you guys just waiting for me to take my turn?
No, I think it's Elvin's turn now.
Yeah. Elvin casts the same kind of red lightning javelin toward the creature. It tries to toss it away and kind of, hit it with its wing. However, it ends up getting, the net that this javelin deploys ends up snarling its wing. And so this creature glides down smoothly to rest 20 feet away from you. It can no longer fly.
Alright.
Hold on, my mother just texted me to get her some water. I'll be right back.
So it's my turn now.
Yes.
The thing that we're fighting is 20 feet from us.
Yes, 20 feet. Well, yeah. 25 feet away from you. Pan and Yin are in front of you, so just 25 feet away.
Alright.
Okay, I'm back.
I'll just shoot it with my bow. With my short bow.
What do you,
14 to hit.
That hits.
Alright. or range weapon. Oh, okay. So the sneak attack does work.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean,
Well then that...
let's see. What do you have sneak attack in this situation?
You have to be hiding, or it has to be in like combat with another person, but it's like 20 feet away.
Yeah. I mean, it's mainly paying attention to Pan, so yeah, you have sneak attack. You won't in the next round, but you do now. Yeah, you do. You have sneak attack.
Sounds good. So I... Nope. My die. I'm double checking the damage, sorry. Yeah, that'll be 15 points of damage.
Okay. What kind of damage?
It's piercing.
Alright. Was that all you is? Can you do anything else?
I'm gonna take my bonus action to hide.
Okay. Hide behind what? It's sand.
Can try and like run back to the town to see if like maybe in the later round you can actually use the buildings as cover, but you'd have to get back to the town.
Or I could just hide behind the closest person next to me.
Can't rogues take a dash as a bonus as like a bonus action?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can with my cunning action. I can dash.
I mean, you wouldn't be hiding, but you would be behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, That sounds better.
I was gonna have to make a choice, either attack you or attack us.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna dash and try to find this thing.
Yeah. So, okay, so now so you moved your distance, now you're behind it. Is there anything else you can do? Did you say you ended your turn? What happened?
Good question. How far away from it are they? Are they like in melee range of it, or
Who's they?
melee
Who's
range?
they?
Rail. They
Royale
melee
is.
range of it a little bit back.
I'd say a little bit far from it, but still.
You have enough movement that you could be 20 feet behind it. Would you like to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, then 20 feet.
I just need to know how close you were for it for ice knife reasons.
Alright.
So, Pan uses Pan uses his okay. He uses his left hand with hanging with 5 rings that are chained together. This has no relation to Kurapika. I didn't realize that until I said that. So he uses his interesting rings to conjure 2 small crossbows on stands from the ground. They each fire at this snake man. The first bolt curves around the fiend and okay, when I say it curves around, I don't mean it curved naturally. I mean that in front of the fiend, it's almost as if it bent. Its trajectory was going straight until it suddenly shot off to the left in a straight line before it turned again, going to the right.
So it pulled an L bit and stopped being straight? Okay, I got it.
Hey, Royale, does a 19 hit?
What?
Does a 19 hit? You. Does it hit you?
Yes.
God, I hope they reward us with other equipment.
Both. Okay, the effect happens to both arrows. Of course, it's 19 because it applies to both, and, so, your hit, Rael's hit for, 15 piercing damage.
Doesn't feel good when a party member attacks you now, does it?
One arrow is diverted to the left and the other is diverted to the right before they both meet together. And you can tell that it's this snake man who is manipulating these arrows because he raises his 2 fingers to right before they hit him, so that they almost rebound off of a shield created by his fingers. You can tell that it's him. It's not Pan's fault. Okay?
Alright. So I'm gonna naturally scream like a little bit in pain, like, do not use your magic while I'm here!
Yin, what do you do?
It's gonna cast Ice Knife, but now I've been specifically told not to use my magic. Again, I don't care. Fine. I will use Wild Shape and turn into a bear. And then I would like to run up to it and roar to try and take its attention.
It was already watching you.
I just want to make sure because now I have to stop certain people from being attacked because they are a little bit low health. And I will end my turn because Scarf is probably like a little bit into the town at this point. Scarf is just going.
Okay. Snake Man's turn. He, with one hand, he grabs this bear by, like, okay, he, like, grabs your lower jaw and tosses you up into the air. Right? Before casting out, like a rope made of light, which ties around your foot. He pulls down hard on this rope to slam you into the ground. Do a Constitution save. Yin, do a Constitution save.
Okay. Ooh, the bear has a +3 to Constitution. Okay.
I'm seeing a 22.
Yep.
Um,
Pretty sure that would have been higher since I used his Constitution, like his Constitution modifier accidentally instead of his Constitution saving throw, but I don't have saving throws thing.
a bear does not have proficiency in being slammed against
All
the
right.
ground. It's a
Right.
bear.
You
What
wouldn't
do
have-
you think it expects to be hit by
Okay.
this? It's a bear. It's not built that way.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Okay, so the bear takes 11 bludgeoning damage. And, you have disadvantage on your next attack. Because your foot is tied up. It may only be one of your feet, but it does give you disadvantage.
Okay. Okay.
Elvin arcs 3 small bolts of energy to strike this, Snake Man.
By the way, Rail, I hope you don't mind, but when I summon my Fae to heal you, I'm just gonna say it was your fault. I'm not taking the rap for this one again.
Alright, seems fair.
Royale, what are you going to do on your turn? It isn't dead yet. The thing is still alive.
I know. So I'm gonna shoot it again with my short bow.
It's in melee range with me. With that, that's sneak attack, right? Sure, that would constitute sneak attack, right? Since it's in melee range with me.
Yes, it would.
Yep. Alright. Wait. Do I need to roll to hit first? Right?
Yes, you do need to roll to hit.
Okay, so that's a 21.
That hits.
Oh, that 9.
9 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do anything else on your turn, Royale?
I wanna keep booking it to a safer location so that my teammates' attack don't accidentally hit me.
Yes. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's
Right. Pan removes his he removes his small crossbows from their stands and picks them up, one in each hand. He fires them at the same time at this creature. They strike this creature both in the forehead, and the creature, this snake man, is sent into the, he gets knocked backwards and upside down so that his horns are stuck in the sand. An arm reaches out of a portal and quickly pulls him in and out of the conflict. Congratulations, you win.
Is Wynn's leg free?
Yeah, it is. It's free.
That could be
So,
we
attacking
survived.
bear.
Once again, another encounter.
And is mad he couldn't attack as a bear.
hey.
And begrudge.
Hey, guess what? Pan did twice as much damage as the rest of you combined.
Wow.
That's great. I didn't get to use my ice knife. Well, appropriately. But still. For Pan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm going to go march
Barely's
into town.
holding on.
I'm going to go march into town and declare that I have saved them once again. Because that is obviously what I do. I'm out of bear shape.
The townspeople recognize. Okay, well, first of all, do you pick up your snake? Because it's by the stone. Do you pick it up?
Ah, scarf is non-negotiable.
The townspeople recognize that you are friends with the fire snake that is around your neck, and they can, make the connection between the snake on your neck and the snake that was attacking you all.
Oh no.
And they are under the impression that you were a member of the cult that had summoned this creature.
I say, relax, town people. It's fine.
Oh,
I
no,
have captured the snake, and
they
I've
don't
slowly
speak
been
up about this.
rehabilitating him.
They don't speak up about this. It's just that nobody
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't speak up about it, but nobody seems enthusiastic that you won. But I'm just saying that you're under the. The rest of the party can make the connection about that. They know what happened, and they know what the people are thinking, but you don't because you're caught up in your heroic declaration.
Seems about right for Yin.
Mm-hmm. Rail's gonna
You're welcome. We have stopped the beast that was haunting your library, apparently. You should really get that fixed.
no matter the time, Rail's gonna just look for a quiet place and start sleeping, cause I'm at 3 hit points. With the one.
Yeah, my Faye walks up over to you because it's like the range is like 120 feet. So, fake person just walks up to you and gives you 2d6 with a healing. Are you rolling it, or should I?
You roll it.
Great, you gain 4 hit points. That rolled really terribly. And plus 2 temporary hit points.
Alright. Nice. He's still gonna fall
Yin
asleep
would-
somewhere.
Yeah, Yin's gonna start. Is there a tavern here? I know how to make alcohol. Is there a tavern around here?
No. No tavern.
Does it look like there are any stores that sell containers of some sort?
Yes.
I'd like to go look to see if I can see how much the kettles and how much the actual and how much bottles would be if they have bottles.
Bottle. 2 copper. Kettle. 2 silver. Depends on what kind of kettle you're looking for. If you mean like a tea kettle, then 2 silver.
A tea kettle would work fine. I can modify that.
Hey, Elvin.
I can modify that.
Hey, Elvin.
Alright, Elvin just came back.
You've taken. How much maximum health does Elvin have? I see that you're here. What's the maximum health of Elvin?
Pan has cure wounds, by the way, just in case.
Oh, I was muted. 27.
You took 25 damage. So you're not dead.
Very close.
Oh no.
All I'm imagining is just Elvin trying to get the FaZe attention before they just ignore them and disappear.
Yep.
So what was chasing us? Did we find that out?
A giant snake, apparently. Snake person. We fought it, and Now it's gone through a portal as Pan destroyed it.
Okay.
So bottles are 1 copper each.
A bottle costs 2 copper. Chew.
Okay. I give them 3 silver coins.
What are you buying? What did you say you're buying?
Buying 1 kettle, and I guess that'd be 5 bottles since a silver coin is worth 2 copper.
A silver
Town,
coin
right?
is worth 10 copper.
A silver coin is worth 10 copper, sorry. Got a little confused there.
Yeah, you have your kettle. You have your yeah, you have the kettle. You have the other one, the bottles. What you gonna do with your kettle and your bottles? What you gonna do?
You still in the same town?
I'd
Yep.
like to go and use locate plants to try and see if I can find any herbs. Just any general herbs in this desert. Must be at least a few plants.
You find a you find a okay, so you find a certain herb that only grows when it rains in a desert.
That's no help. Okay.
In addition to the the fruit of a certain bush, this fruit is known for being spicy.
Okay. Okay.
And the third interesting herb is a certain herb that is best known for being added to seasonings alongside a tomato.
Okay. Okay.
It's like
The fruit.
oregano or something.
Okay. Okay. I'll just add general. I'll just add the herbs to my bag. Just edit the description later. Uh, I'd like to go look to see if the library. I'll go back to the library. Is there any books on like preserving or making jam?
Uh, well, there's a book that's mainly about how to butcher meats, and it does feature a section on jam.
Meat jam.
Okay.
It's fruit jam. It's just in the book about butchering. You
Okay.
thought, I mean, you thought that, okay, well, you concluded that because honey was a kind of raw meat, that jam might be similar to honey, and so it might be in the meat book. And you were correct. It was in the meat book. Because you knew that honey was a kind of raw meat.
Yep, those vulture bees strike again. Real bees, they actually make meat honey. It's weird. Anyway, I would like to. I'd like to ask. I told everyone about the library thing. I'd like to ask Pan to try and modify my kettle to see if it can be made to use to make either wine or to make either to brew wine or to make jam. And I'd like to cast Goodberry and try and turn that into jam or wine, whichever one is easier.
Do you know how to make wine? Like IRL?
And I've researched it a little bit. But specifically, I don't know how to make all wines. I know how to make process. I don't know how to make fruit wine. But that's only out of blackberries, so I don't know if that translates to good berries or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the only kind of wine I know how to make is the one that's made out of apple. And so I don't really know the process for other kinds of wine, and so I was going to ask you if you knew, and apparently you don't. So, does anyone else here know the process of making wine?
I mean, I know the beginning steps. You need to boil water and then put fruit in it and mash the fruit in the water, then add sugar.
Making
But
wine. Ensure your equipment is thoroughly sterilized
look it up.
and
Hold on.
clean.
Yeah, just hold. Because you're
Like
saying you
you're
boil
cooking.
water and then you put the fruit in and the sugar. That sounds like you're making jam. Are we talking about wine? I don't remember. What do you mean putting extra sugar? Don't you need yeast? Where are you gonna get the yeast?
You
Okay.
do need yeast.
Yeah, where are you gonna get the
And
yeast for the
sugar.
wine?
I'll go see if there's like a general store I can try and purchase it from.
No, there's not. I mean, you can get off your foot, but but like, not many other places. Like,
Okay, I'll make jam then.
yeah, I mean, Royale's foot probably has some pretty good yeast, but like,
Filthy child.
yeah, well, yeah, human feet make yeast.
Yeah, great. I'm
Yeah,
not putting
don't
that in
they?
my wine because
Yeah.
I'm not a
Well, yeah,
awful person.
yeah, but that's why that's why like in those like cartoons, you know, you see people stomping around in the grape barrel. Because you get yeast off their foot. Yeah, that's why they do it. They're getting the yeast off their foot.
And is not going to taint his wine like that. I'm going to try and make some goodberry jam. Goodberry should be sweet enough. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can light a fire. Sugar. Where are you gonna get some sugar? There's not a sugar store. There's no store. Well, okay, it's not. There wouldn't specifically be a sugar store, but there isn't a store that. There is no store that sells sugar. Where are you gonna get that from?
I feel like sugar would be a delicacy here, considering there's no water to grow sugarcane.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, most of the things that people would eat here are like bird meat, and then like cactus for vegetable. Cause you can eat. Yeah, you can eat cactus.
It's
You
the
can eat.
quenchiest.
Yeah, it's the quenchiest.
Sugar isn't needed to make jam. It just makes it set and makes it more firm. It makes it set easier and makes it more firm, but it's not required. So I'll just make bitter jam. Berries
Okay,
are its own
where are
reward.
you going to get the gelatinous? What are you gonna do to make it gelatinous?
Horses here.
I have an herbalist kit. I can just go mash it up with that.
Well, no, I don't mean how you're gonna mash it up. I mean like the thing. No, I mean like there's a thing you put in it. I don't know the name of it, but it makes it, instead of being like loose jam, it makes it like viscous and gelatinous.
Gelatin?
You know what? It's called pectin. I don't have that. I guess I can.
But you can make it. Do you know
I'll just go make.
Yep.
I'll just go make goodberry juice then.
Yeah,
Can't make
goodberry
jam or-
juice. That's what you can make. You can make
Yeah,
goodberry juice. Yeah. Using your
Well,
yeah, you use your pot to boil the good berries so that boil the good berries with no water, by the way. You just cook them as it is, and as you stir them up, they slowly turn from being firm, high surface tension berries into a fluid with bits of skin in it. You're able to, eventually it turns fully into a liquid, and you you pour it into one of the bottles, and then run it through a piece of cloth that you had left over from the stone. No, not the stone. The meat. You cleaned off the cloth so you could use the meat cloth for something else from earlier, and you used that to strain out the bits of skin as you poured it into the bottle. So now you have goodberry juice.
Bean quickly runs to the stone. I'm just gonna say that before I don't get another chance.
I go like seal up the bottle.
Because there's no such thing as like a bottle cap, you can use a cork. It came with a cork that you can use, but bottle caps don't exist.
Just put the cork in there.
Yeah,
This is
bottle caps
disgusting.
haven't been invented, but corks have. So, the stone, the blorf stone.
Yes, the blur stone.
Do you touch?
Wait, I also. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and touch it.
You feel. Well, okay, with what? It makes you feel a certain way, but what are you going to touch it with? Are you going to use your hand? Are you going to lick it? Are you going to, like, take off your pants and present your bare ass to it?
No, I'll lick it eventually, but right now I'm just going to touch it with my hand.
You feel a sensation like a firework exploding inside of your fingers before the pain travels to your wrist.
I'm gonna close my eyes and use prestidigitation and make sparks. As I knew, probably knows that this stone is somehow connected to those symbols.
Okay. Sparks. The pain goes away. However, what are you going to do next?
1 second, so I can look at the picture. I'm gonna make a bird sound with. I can make sounds with prestidigitation, right?
You can.
You're gonna turn to a page on the book. Are you gonna turn to a page on the stone?
Hey.
I'll just yell out blorf and hope that works. Down and stuff and yell out blorf.
You feel a shockwave emit from the stone, and you hear a sound like a hammer hitting an anvil, but it's very loud. The initial touching of the stone dealt 20 acid damage, and this shockwave deals another 16 thunder damage.
Well,
like, your whole right arm is numb, and it's like your veins have turned black, and it looks like your arm is going to die. Or maybe the rest of you will. You don't know. But
Pan healed Elbin before this, right?
With that first hit, he's already dead.
Pan healed Elbin, right?
Even if Pan did heal Elbin, that first hit would have killed him with his max HP.
Huh?
The acid damage would have killed Elbing,
Yeah, but how?
even if he hadn't.
Ow.
No, you're knocked out.
Oh.
You're not dead, you're knocked out.
Well, it would have knocked him out on the first hit.
No, it hurt a lot, but you were able to remain conscious from the power of the stone, but the second thunder damage knocked you out.
Alright, well, he's knocked out now.
Yeah.
Could berry juice like retain its healing properties, or
Yeah, it does.
the girl run over and give him like a cup of good berry juice, just pour it into his mouth?
You mean a cup, like the volume, or you're just gonna give him the whole bottle of it? Like, I don't. What do you mean by a cup of it?
A cup, as in volume. I have
You don't have a cup of it in terms of volume. You have less than that.
Oh. Let's have a bottle. Okay.
You don't have a lot of good berry
when
juice.
when you boil things, water evaporates. The good berry juice has a smaller volume than the good berries.
It makes sense. Fine. I'll pour all of the good berry juice that I made into Elbin's mouth. Unless a certain small dwarf wants to heal him.
I like to picture that while Ian was making the gooseberry juice, Elvin was just there doing the thing to the dwarf stone. He passes out, Ian sees it, and just goes like
The bottle is slowly reaching over to Elbin's mouth, and Yin's just going, "Oh man, I hope a dwarf comes over to heal him."
Pan is inspecting a bush that has a red and white flower. Granted, it's a small bush, and the flower is also small and rather dry, but it's a bush.
Of course, that's what Pan is doing.
nice.
How unfortunate. Stare. So either Pan wastes the spell slot, or I was forced to waste my nice juice because of idiotic tendencies.
It was not idiotic tendencies. Idiotic tendencies was doing the ritual with the symbols without Elbing.
Look how it turned out.
Yes, because a rock is so much similar to a book.
Well, yeah, the same symbols and the same ritual is so much similar to the same symbols and same ritual.
You can do everything except for turn a page on a rock.
Yeah, but it's basically the same.
What is going on?
At least we know that it's magic and it's connected to the symbols.
Touch the magic rock.
Yeah, but it's a symbol-connected magic rock.
I think he wanted to lick it even.
Who actually got to Elbin first? Did Yin have to use his juice, or did Pan get there first and heal him?
You really don't want to use your juice on Elbing, do you?
Pan walks over and squats down to inspect Elvin. He speaks up and utters... You have no idea what he says. It's like...
Assume it's in Dwarvish.
It comes out in some unfamiliar language. Not necessarily Dwarvish.
Smart people. That's the language, because all artificers have to be smart.
It is smart. It's like one intelligence level lower than Pan.
What's your intelligence level?
13, and Pan's is 14.
Mine's 14 as well.
You're not intelligent enough to beat a rock?
What? Did you say,
Okay, whatever.
I don't know if it's relevant, but I have 15 intelligence.
Does anyone have any other kind of healing?
I can go cast Goodberry again and put them in his mouth.
You could. Because...
What happened to your FaZe representatives?
I already expended... Hold on, let me check. I think I already expended... Yep.
Yeah,
Expended. Expended them all. One was used on a fish, and the other two was used on rail.
One on Nibbler, one on me. Two on me. So what's gonna happen with...
I just pour the Goodberry juice down his throat. I can just go make him more.
The black veins on their arms retreat. They're still
like up my arm or like towards my hand?
Towards they retreat towards your hand.
Okay.
You're unconscious, but you're not going to, die from whatever this is.
I search Elvin's pockets and take exactly one silver piece out of his pocket.
I don't have any silver pieces.
Ooh,
I don't have any
gold. Unfortunately, it's going to be a gold then.
I don't have gold either.
What money do you have?
None.
He searches his pockets, he only encounters rocks.
Yin removes a silver piece from Elvin's pocket.
Liar!
He doesn't have money though.
He picked up a coin along the way to go touch the stupid stone, so that's mine now.
Okay. He found a heads up.
No, you didn't find a coin. I don't know where Yin got the money, but he did. He has got the money.
Plot armor, the most powerful cantrip. Well, that covers the cost of that. I'm gonna go cast Goodberry and go make some more juice.
How many more? Because Elvin's unconscious, you're probably not going to be doing much more for the rest of today. Are you gonna... How much Goodberry juice do you want to make?
It takes all 10 to make, like, that small batch.
Yeah, it takes all 10 to make, like, an amount of... You can fit about 40 Goodberry juice berries, 40 berries of juice into a bottle.
Okay, they only have one spell slot left, so I'll just go make another ounce of Goodberry juice. And that's it. Since unfortunately,
That's
good
it.
doesn't scale with second level spells.
Yeah, it does. Second level spell slot makes 15 good berries.
Does it didn't say that on the thing?
Well,
Okay.
yeah, because
I'll
I
make
made it up
15 good
just
berries.
now.
Make another 15 good berries worth.
Well, I had a lot of fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
Hopefully nobody will be ignorant and we won't just ignore this giant magical rock.
another thing. I've remembered where you got your money from. So, upon arrival to the town, you all got paid 5 silver pieces for, you know, traveling with the merchant and keeping him safe from anything that might attack him. So yeah, that is where the money came from. Y'all got 5 silver.
Money.
So yeah, that is where the money came from. You got a small fee for helping the guy out. So yeah, that's where the money came from. Anyway, so I'm gonna end the session.